Hello and welcome to our newscast. I'm Hwang Jie, live from Seoul. South Korea and the United States have agreed to look into additional ways to strengthen Washington's deterrence measures against North Korea's missile and nuclear threats. Deploying U.S. strategic military assets permanently on a rotational basis to the south is also up for discussion. Kim Hyun-bin starts us off.
This year's security consultative meeting at the Pentagon focused on expanding the Allies' extended deterrence to counter North Korea's growing nuclear and missile threats. Sitting down with South Korea's Defense Minister Han Min-koo, U.S. Secretary of Defense Ashton Carter said the U.S. will use the full spectrum of its defense capabilities to defend South Korea. He added that Washington is changing the structure of its forces on the peninsula to meet that end.
We're adapting our force structure on the peninsula, most recently by agreeing as allies to deploy THAAD to defend against North Korean missile threats. And that's why we're ensuring we remain ready to, as we say, fight tonight. And we're working together to achieve a conditions-based transfer of wartime operational control.
Mr. Han said the upgraded U.S. commitment offered by Secretary Carter will ensure South Korea can defeat any attack, including a potential nuclear attack by North Korea.
We discussed numerous measures of extended deterrence to better counter Pyongyang's nuclear and WMD threats. We're going to double our citizens' trust in extended deterrence.
The two defense chiefs are considering the permanent deployment of U.S. strategic assets to the Korean Peninsula on a rotational basis to strengthen extended deterrence against North Korea's threats. Kim Hyun-bin, ARIRANG News, Washington, D.C.
And President Park Geun-hye is urging her inner circle to beef up the nation's defense alliance against North Korean threats. Meeting her top aides on Thursday, she also offered her first official explanation for the latest allegations swirling around the top office. Song Ji-sun has the details.
President Park says North Korea is standing against humanity, history, and the civilization of mankind and cannot survive. She made her remarks at a regular meeting with her top aides Thursday, held in the shadow of North Korea's latest missile launch attempt. With security talks between South Korea and the United States underway in Washington, President Park said the allies must send a strong warning to Pyongyang as a new U.S. administration is set to take office in January.
확장 억제를 포함한 한미 동맹의 대북 억제 역량을 더욱 가시적이고 실효적으로 담보할 수 있도록 제도적 틀을 강화하고 내실을 다짐으로써 국민들이 한층 신뢰할 수 있도록 해 주기를 바랍니다.
President Park also addressed the recent controversies surrounding her longtime confidant Choi Soon-sil, who is facing corruption allegations related to two foundations. The two organizations raised a large amount of funds from conglomerates in a short period of time and took part in many cultural and sports events related to President Park's overseas trips. The president said participation and the funding from the corporate sector added momentum to our key policy initiatives on the creative economy and cultural prosperity.
이처럼 의미 있는 사업에 대해 의혹이 확산되고 도를 지나치게 인신 공격성 논란이 계속 이어진다면 문화 융성을 위한 기업들의 순수한 참여 의지에 찬물을 끼얹어 기업들도 더 이상 투자를 하지 않을 것이고 한류 문화 확산과 기업의 해외 진출에도 부정적인 영향을 미치게 될 것입니다.
President Park called for an end to the distrust and disputes and ordered a full and transparent investigation into the matter. She again stressed the need for national unity to counter outstanding crises as economic conditions are expected to get worse as uncertainties mount. Song Ji-sun, ARIRANG News.
The White House has condemned North Korea's repeated missile provocations and pointed out that they underscore the need for tougher UN Security Council sanctions against the regime. Deputy spokesperson Eric Schultz made the comments to reporters Thursday while on board Air Force One. He said the North's defiant actions bolster the resolve of the international community to deal with Pyongyang. Just 5 days after a failed missile launch last weekend, the regime fired another one on Thursday, only to have it fail again. Out of North Korea's 8 missile tests this year, only one in June was deemed a success. As the race for the White House enters the home stretch, Donald Trump has clarified his position on his claims the election is rigged. Following up on remarks made during the final televised debate, the Republican candidate said he will accept the election outcome if he wins. Park Jong-hong reports.
Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump has underscored his refusal to accept the election outcome if he suspects something fishy. Trump added he will accept the November 8th election outcome if he wins. His remarks come amid concerns from both Democrats and Republicans about bucking the American tradition of a peaceful power transfer. Speaking at a rally in Delaware, Ohio, Trump insisted that he will not surrender the right to contest the outcome.
That I will totally accept the results of this great and historic presidential election if I win. I would also reserve my right to contest or file a legal challenge in the case of a questionable result.
Trump has repeatedly claimed the election will be rigged against him. In response to Trump's claims, President Obama said the suggestion is dangerous, adding that Trump was, quote, doing the work of our adversaries. Former President Jimmy Carter, although not singling out Trump by name, said that claims the U.S. election will be rigged are baseless and undermine American democracy. Republican Senator John McCain of Arizona called on the presidential candidates to respect the results of next month's election. While there have been irregularities in U.S. presidential elections, he said they were never to the extent of affecting the eventual outcome. Park Jong-hong, ARIRANG News.
And that does it for now. Thanks for watching. I'm Hwang Jie, and do join us again at 10 a.m. Korea time for more news updates with Mark Broom, and goodbye.